Right, so today we're going to find out how to connect mono to stereo and stereo to mono. So first of all, talking about unbalanced connections, how do we go from mono to stereo inputs? How do we go from stereo to mono input? And then talking about balanced audio connections, how do we go from a mono source to a stereo input? And then how do we go from a balanced stereo output to a mono audio input? Well, let's have a look and see how we do it. So I've got some examples here laid out. So first of all, we spoke in the last video about balanced audio, and then we spoke about going from balanced to unbalanced and vice versa. So today we're talking about wiring, taking an unbalanced connection, just an ordinary connection. We want to go from mono, so we've got a mono source here, that's our source. We want to go to stereo. How do we do that? It's very easy. If we're just splitting, we can just go into a splitter like this, and basically we're connecting the sleeve to the sleeves, and then the signal wire we're connecting to both of the left and right cables there. So that will give us mono audio, but we can go to the left and right inputs of an audio device with that same mono signal. So that's how we do that one. Now, our second example, let's take that out of the way. We do have a document. If you get in touch with us, we can send you a copy of this PDF which explains many different scenarios. We're just going to go through a few of them here, just four. Now we've got another option here. We want to go from a unbalanced stereo audio connection, and we want to connect that to a mono unbalanced audio connection. How do we do that? So this is a little bit different. We need to use some resistors. So as you'll see, we go from our left and right source signals, and we have to put in a little network of resistors which is built into this little socket heat shrink over there. Shows the values on the PDF, but we'll put a resistor on the two outputs, because the thing is we don't want to short out the output amplifiers of our source device. So we put a couple of resistors there, and we connect that to the signal pin on our socket. We also put a resistor from our signal pin across the ground. So that's our second scenario. And in our third example, we're talking about balanced audio connections now. Now we want to go from balanced mono connection to stereo jack plugs. So it could be the two TRS, going to go into two inputs, left and right on our amp, or it may be two XLR connectors that we end up with, but those two XLR connectors will originate from one mono source. So how do we do that one? We've got another scenario here. Basically that one's nice and easy really. We just do a split. So we take our three wires, we split equally to each socket. So example 4, a little bit different. We're going to go talk about balanced connections again, but this time we have stereo balanced connections. Here we go, let's just show there. Stereo balanced connection, and we want to end up with a mono balanced connection. We've been using XLR plug. I've taken it off here so you can see. So we do have to put some resistors in once again. Our PDF shows you some suggested values. It does depend on the impedance of the inputs, the outputs and so on, but here's some suggested values. So this is how you can build it into your XLR plug. So you'll notice if you get up close that we have got a little tiny resistor that's going across pins 2 and 3. That's how you connect up stereo to mono and mono to stereo when talking both with unbalanced connections, and in our latter examples talking about balanced audio connections. So have a look at our PDF, it will give you more details. There's many different scenarios or situations, and they all vary slightly. There's so many permutations. So I hope you found this topic interesting, and as always we will see you on the next one.